Good Words, Right Order is a method of teaching writing to busy professionals. We teach two things. We teach you how to use the language, and we teach you how to use yourself. This means we help make your writing better, and we help you make the entire process of writing easier. So why is our approach better? Why does it work at all? Glad you asked. Number one, we have a shorter feedback loop. The way writing is traditionally taught, where it's still taught at all, it works like this. You write something, and weeks later it comes back covered in red pen. But by that time, you've forgotten all about it. Now, not only are you trying to learn, but you're struggling to remember the choices you made and why. This is no good. We use technology to shorten the feedback loop. We do real-time coaching using tools like Google Docs and screencasts to demystify the process of writing and rewriting, shorten the feedback loop, and help you get better very quickly. Think about it this way. Photography used to be much harder to learn because you had to wait for the film to develop. With digital, you can take a shot, see it, and based on that feedback, instantly try something else. Number two, we're professional writers. We can actually do what we teach. In theory, there is no difference between theory and practice. But in practice, there is. Nowhere is this more true than in writing. That's why all of our coaches are professional writers, as opposed to the overworked, beat-down English graduate students who teach writing in a college session. We write exceptionally well, exceptionally fast, for money in the real world where clarity is important, because that's how you get things done. Number three, we care more about clarity than we do grammar. Look, grammar isn't your friend. The sloppy and conflicting rules of grammar are a pretty lousy way to learn how to write. In fact, you can follow all the rules of grammar and produce terribly incomprehensible writing. Grammar is necessary, but not sufficient. That's why Winston Churchill said, "Ending a sentence in a preposition is something up with which we shall not put." For a busy professional, studying grammar in order to write clear, powerful prose is kind of like a carpenter studying molecular biology in order to become a better woodworker. Yes, they are related. But you don't need to understand the foundations of language and meaning in order to improve a practical skill. I mean, you don't need to know how a TCP/IP stack works to find what you're looking for on the internet. We work discreetly with some gigantic companies, organizations that operate in every dialect of English: American English, Standard English, Indian English, Singaporean English, Australian English, and yes, even technical English. These are some of the authorities that are on my shelf. So if you'd like to get into an argument about grammar, talk about what the right answer is, my question is, which right answer do you want? Getting everybody to hyphenate email the same way, or online, is a colossally irresponsible waste of time. The vast majority of people with real jobs don't care anyway. What they do care about is when you don't come to the point or you don't have one. Helping everyone communicate clearly and simply, that is the productive thing to do. And number four, it's fun. The Good Words, Right Order method is better because it's fun. You see, if you're bored, your brain is not engaged and you're not learning. Learning is remembering what you're interested in. And if you're not interested in some way, on some level, you're not learning. If you're not interested, you can still be trained the way you train a dog to respond to a command and stimulus. And I'm not saying it doesn't happen, but that's not education. Look, English class sucks. And the way you can know this is, by the time the average person graduates from college, they have over 1,700 hours direct instruction in their native language, and they still can't write very well. Something, somewhere, is terribly broken. So how do we help fix it? Well, primarily, we do individual coaching and small group training. If you or your team wants to sharpen your writing skills, ideally while working on an actual project, we're a good fit for you. So what's the business case for this activity? Well, number one is leadership development. If you can't write clearly, you can't advance. To say nothing of the fact that if you want to develop a vision, the best way to do so is to write about it. For us, Writing is the entire process by which you figure out what you're trying to say, not just the bit where the words hit the page. Number 2, team development. Having a group of people approaching the task of writing from the same viewpoint, with the same goals, using the same vocabulary, it's just tremendous. They wind up helping and coaching each other in ways that surprise even me. Number 3, knowledge transfer. You've got somebody who's got a lot of knowledge in their head, but they don't write well enough to get it out. A little time with us will help get even the most technical or abstract person to the point where they're producing writing that's clear and simple enough for someone else to understand. And they'll get there in a lot less time with a lot less frustration. Which dovetails nicely into number 4, productivity gains. This is across the board. The writer spends less time writing, and the reader spends less time, and there's less confusion when they actually try and get the message. Now, when I get on my soapbox, it often starts out just like this. 20% of us do real work. The other 80% are trying to kill us with crappy email. This is what life feels like in the broadband age. Consider the productivity damage that one poor writer can do with an email account. Every email this person sends has to be processed by a recipient. If the email is sloppy or wastes time, it's a drain on everyone who reads it, to say nothing of the cost that can be created when mistakes are made that cost further time and money. Scale this phenomenon even a little bit, and the costs become staggering. I mean, ask a person to process 300 to 500 emails a day, and they really have a hard time doing anything else. This crisis in writing is not going to be solved from the bottom up. So this leads to number 5. We need to lead our way out of this mess. And we have some excellent conceptual tools that anyone can use to help people improve in their writing. So not only do the people we work improve themselves, but they help improve other people around them, which is really the goal. If Good Words Write Order sounds like the kind of thing that you or your organization needs, please email me at patrick@goodwordswriteorder.com. We love helping people improve.